This is day 1154 of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. The sponsor of Mishir Mor, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please comment me directly. We very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing your day Simon Kuf Yud Aleph, Sif Yud Ches Chav Hey. Which will actually bring us to the end of the Chostarot. Yud Ches. V'Hashem Hashizel Kavanas Rabbeinu Beiser Sif Hey. So the question was about two pots, and Yud Zayin, he asked the pots about two pots. Why shouldn't the second pot join the Mitzara two pots into which two pieces fell, one Isser, one Heter? Why are they not? But Mitzaref in that case to make Shishim corresponding to the other piece. Perhaps is what the Beiser is referring to. Shishmit Divrei Torah, who we left out the words of Torah Shkas of Shalom, where Shkas of Shalom was wrote She'ein Chiluk Ben Shnei Akdei Rosh Adam Echad Or Mishal Shnei Bnei Adam. Doesn't make a difference between two pots of one person or of two people. See there. Although the Torah refers to Shkas of Lefech, the Torah writes the exact opposite. Some for Shabrash Torah Sabais Ayin Sham. Rashba also sees the Torah. There was one wanted to say with difficulty. The Maribis is the Raisa. That's the Raisa of Adochim Mavor. That's a shach. The Mavor that's clearly difficult to say. Shaykon Yanzer Markim Rabbanan. Well, this whole discussion is only about the Rabbanans. So you have to say they distinguish between one thing falling, one Chaticha B'Isser, into one of the two, in which case they're both Mitztarev, and two Nephilos, where two things fell in. Zeshik Sheyeshim in the sub is a Rachaticha Achas. So that's why the Yesh Omrim asks that in the final analysis, there is only one piece of Isser. Why don't the two pots join together? The both pots are part of the suffix. You are lead the low kasha cloud. I don't think it's difficult. These halachas are primarily found in Mesechus Trumos. Ufi halacha b'sham, according to the halacha there, kol shenichnasu b'safik malin, everything which is included the suffix of whether it's truma or not can nullify the truma. Kol shenichnasu suffix, anything which doesn't enter in the suffix a malin does not nullify the truma. Yesh tanoim b'sham. But there are Tanoim there, even those which are not part of the suffix are included in the count. Could go, such as there are 50 white figs, and 50 black figs. Even if a white fig fell, the black figs assist in nullifying it. So vice versa, if a black one fell, the white ones help to negate it. But let's relate that film any do man holds even you don't know what fell. Ain't shame it's starting from the bittel. Even you don't know white, black, they still no matter what they still don't join together to be invato. Rabbi Kiva said the biyadua manafla. If you know what fell, ain't I mean Hashem the bittel, the second type does not assist in the bittel. Then you do manafla, you don't know what fell, it's tarfos. They do join together. Rabbi Kiva is like Rabbi Kiva in this respect. When you press a litra of dried figs on the top of a jar, we know which one. Because there are many jugs here. All of the top layers of all the pots of all the jugs are part of the suffix. But the bottoms of the jugs don't come into the suffix at all, because you're pressing on top. That the bottom parts of the jugs do assist in the bittul. And therefore, even if there's not 100 jugs, so there's not 100 of the openings of the jug. It's time we take into account the lower parts of each jug. And the truma is nullified by them. Rabbi Yochanan. I'm sure. Sure, so they came in the chateau, suffix, since the lower parts of the jugs are not part of the suffix, and time they don't join in order to nullify. So Dafka Me'akan is specifically 100 jars. So you have 100 jugs, so you have the tops of each one. Like Rabbi Yeshua, and Lacha is like Rabbi Yeshua. Means the Mishnah is first. Rabbi Lezer Hafucha Ma'aseh Mishnah Kodemes. So here, obviously, Rabbi Lezer comes out the exact opposite of the previous Mishnah. The Shamu Machmir, V'kam Meko. There was Machmir, and here was Meko. Hence, for us, Rabbi Yeshua Hafucha Lefek, and Rabbi Yeshua also reverses far where there he was Meko. Here's Machmir. We have to understand what's going on here. You test. And first, Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi explains, it's interesting, he says here in the parentheses, Perak Dal Halacha Zayin Re'ei Ridbaz. The Ramaster Barapara. So I assume that Arukh HaShulchan put in these parentheses. Ridbaz is hot off the press, Perush on Yerushalmi at the time. So it's avant garde. First, Yerushalmi, time of the Rabbi Yeshua Mishnah Kodemes. The reason rationale for Rabbi Yeshua in the previous Mishnah, if you want, you can grind all of them. Ashkoros Savanas, black and white. Yisav Kulam all mixed together. That's why they combine to nullify. Five kind of balance is what do you mean you're allowed to grind them together? You're not allowed to battle this Chatchila. Zeu she'ein are both bad to battle. That means you're not allowed to add to the heter in order to nullify them. Because but here where you're not adding, but you're changing them, mutter, that's permissible. That's interesting. It's interesting. You shall be yomi just said in kilayim that you can be marble if you have seeds. 1/24 of the seeds you have is of a different mean, and therefore it's kilayim. You can be marble from the mean which you do want to use, which now is 23/24 of the mixture. So that's not going to be more proportional 24 out of 25. And there, why so is for a similar reason, because you're not being mabatal this by adding more. By kilayim, you're eliminating this by adding more, because the isser of kilayim is only based on marasayin. So it's based on marasayin. What looks significant in a mixture, and by adding on, you're not nullifying it. It's still there, but it's no longer significant. So similar concept. What Rabbi shows the second Mishnah is not clarified neither in Yerushalmi itself nor in the commentators on the Mishnah. Which Yerushalmi wrote that the two conditions. It's very difficult what he says. Moshe argues on the place Yontif. That was in brackets. Now out of brackets. The code should be equal echad. Everything which is in one cake, mitzaref, joins together. That which is and white and black are considered to be one cake. But what's on the mouth in the mouth of the jug is not necessarily one cake with what's on the bottom of the jug. So it's like two vessels. Since they enter the suffix, they don't help us to nullify. So what's the opposite? Contrary to the black and white. When she'll only cause even acids, you can always tell the difference between them and differentiate between them. That's the places. But the bottom of each jug, vis-a-vis the top of each jug, they are appropriate to join together and to create the appropriate proportion to remove the problem. Nevertheless, those hold the farming even those are not included in suffix, join together in the bittul. The bottom ones are going to help for the top ones. And also with black and white. But Rak Halacha Krabi Akiva, by Halacha Akiva, that when you know what fell, the other mean doesn't help you to nullify it. Only if you don't know what fell. The bracket says, even if you don't know what fell, you don't join together black and white. Because sound of prepares around my Mishnah sign chum. That's basically the Rambam. Rash Rava appears again. I am showing Rash and Rav have a different shot. Chaf. Ufis and near Lahedi. According to this, it seems quite clear. The Kol Shabakli Achad, anything one vessel, at Tzir Kamot, it's very easy to join everything together. The Abba Sam Shalech Suba even those which are not part of the suffix, because they're at the bottom of the barrel, and you do the top of the barrel, it's time until they join together to create the nullification. Alma the Beetle Ain't Totally Bedover Echad Bilvad. So bittul is not just the nullification is not contingent only on one thing. In other words, everything which is part of the question. So it's two kalim where they're not mitzvah. For one kalim, it is mitzvah. Therefore I say the kashem shebekli achas mitzvah. Just like in one vessel, they help to nullify the forbidden substance. Even those that are not part of the suffix. So to the opposite, b'shnei kelim, when you have two vessels, even those which do enter the suffix, if there are if there are two things which fell, each one into another one of the vessels, whatever connection they have, they lose. Why? Time of Rabbi Kamil, so there's a big reason for this. The dafka suffix is suffix gomor. Only a suffix is a true absolute suffix. Which said that we join the two vessels together. When there's some knowledge, we know one fell into one. Another fell in the other one. It's not complete knowledge. Don't know which one fell into each one. Have a miktsas yediyah kechol yediyah. So it's like noida iser. It's noida tarovis. Miktsas yediyah is like kol yediyah. You already know something about them. Vein mitzdarfin zem zem. Once you know something, interesting. Saying once you know something, you can't join them together. They're two separate kalim. They're two separate to begin with. The only reason they can join together, could have joined together, is because they're all part of a pristine and all ultimately the suffix before any ideas. Once those ideas creep in, no, you lose it. Brackets he says, I in the door and pays on a base, but around the Ramaskel right mayor. The Chacham said the mix of the Chacham hold that partial knowledge is like full knowledge. We got the man claim, even those don't hold that way, Zel Midrash of the Crow, I and Chum. That's because they have a different way of learning a pasuk. The Gam Zel the Lola heavy Yadiyah Ki Yadiyah Mamish L'Chula. Also that said shouldn't be like Yadiyah Mamish, it's L'Chula. Avakan lachmir near the avik kol yediyah. So that's why we say there l'kula. We don't say makes us yediyah kol yediyah. But here where it's machmir, we would say it. Chafaf. Inek fine is by the kol dim elu amana mishla chumas. So we'll learn all these things. Learn how to chumas. They shayna with the sefter chumas. We learned the sefter chumas. Have one of stay beduchas in front of him two mortars. Achas chulam eshel chuma. One of chulam, one of chuma. Vanessa me'achas man, and you took from one of them, from the mortars, which I've now got ground spices or something them. He took any of them, no, you don't know what from which one he took the spice. So we say he took from the chulin and not from the chuma. I can't show. But I can't push it. Reason simple. The sveka rabban the chula. Is lenient. If he's going to be sur rabban, if you can stay there, this coin is if there are two parts. One is permitted, one is an Issa Rabbanan. You took from one of them. Any of them, you don't know from which of them you put in your cooked dish. We say Mishal Heter, and you gave that which was permitted. If you're a person by a person not bring down Salaha, should the person who's fake Rabban the cook, if they not call me. The person that by the Rabbanan, we go to the lenient option. Chabes, Varashba Zalba Sefer Torah Sabayis, the Rashba writes, Hiksha, yes, Kusha Gedola, great question. Came with Sveg Rabbanan Lakula. Since by Sveg Rabbanan were lenient, in came mistake there was Shal Heter, Shal Isser. You have two parts of Heter and of Isser. From Shtei Chatir, there are two pieces, Shal Heter, Shal Isser. Same one mutter, one also. Therefore, Elotoch Elu, and they fell from these into that pot and those into that pot. We turn them with the nation. Is enough outline. It's enough. We say we're told, which is the whole subject of this simon, because it says heter fell to heter and the isser to isser. The B'chein B'chol Adinim she's bar with and all these halachas which you learned here. But he's bar the tzarich shaloya isu rabba leheter. We learned that he can't have more isu than heter. Avshisa rabba leheter, but there's more isu than heter. Ain't totally. We can't say totally. Lama ain't totally. Why not? Halo sveikat rabbanon kula. This is Savi Rabbanon. But what's the difference? With isus rabba leheter or not? But here he says the came sheish kam bevade nefilas iser. It says definitely something also which fell here. Elasheni do is enough. We don't know which it fell. Ain't any chai gavna second rabbanon kula. Don't say second rabbanon kula. Shocking kiddush. Ein sham. L'chein lo daimi lo ladin she's bar b'siba koydem. They have a time like comparable to the previous halacha. The b'sham lo second nefilas, so we didn't know that something definitively also fell. Shem b'din was opposed to these halachas. The Brother says, "Dear Shem, Steve Ches, Tzorchon Reganken Kane, the Duke." Okay, we're not going to get that now. Chav Gimel, Ohev Yisham Dasa Ramban Zal. Yeah, okay, so that's the Rosh. The question answer, we don't say where there's a definite Nefilas Isser. Let's say the Rabban Kula. In other words, when we know Isser is Rabba Leheter, so we can't say Tom because it's not. It looks like Isser, it's not going to be a bottle, so we can't say that it fell. The Isser fell to the Isser. Okay, a lot of these halachas seem a bit arbitrary, but okay, that's what it is. The Bahachtin of Steve Tezain. The Rash also means the other Ramban. You have two pots of heter. And this felt one of them the statement starts a bittul. They both joined together to nullify the prohibition. Zeladin the literal katzil should receive that's a halacha of a measure of dried figs. Zelraki m'shem mishal adamecham. It's only if they're going to one person, or two people boldly shoba basachas. They came to ask us together. Aboli shol zechas ever they came one after another. Matin l'shneim afim aim l'shneim k'dei bitul. Wow. Matin both of them, even though neither of them has k'dei bitul. It says like two people came to ask. When the one shvil is Tameh, the other shvil is Torah. One went to one shvil, the other went to another shvil. They come together, you can't say they're Torah, but at each one separately, you can say they're Torah. But Rash was Achok, was there. Rash argues. Yesh Aglam, she's given the Ramban, the Shach and the Pichol, she's given the Ramban. Of the Torah Shulchan Aruch ain't so came, but not the Torah nor the Shulchan Aruch. The Talmud Nireh, and Shulchan wants to say that makes sense what they're saying. The animal is a mituma. Evidently, the source is tuma, and we don't learn issa from tuma. Bracket says, "I forgot the pesachim. You don't have lom the chametz ba'asach bar v'shakil." We learn chametz from a mouse, which is issa from tuma. Yesh shum the sham yesh od kula shemachot. There's another reason to join on anyway to make a mistake. So it was maybe it was already eaten. But it's fake svekos, therefore it is it's a double suffix ayin sham beduk. Okay, chaf dalet. Yeshu, some say the zeshin inspired the statement start as a bit that which both of them joined together to nullify. And the makam she'ain bazen the same time. Some places no taste. Because the yavish like dry and dry. I have a balach, but if it's moist, so then sheish time there is a giving of taste. Lumkin inside shteik theros. We're not going to lean to join together two pots because the taste of this is one of them. That's the ra'ah. But then shach. Chen yeshu, some say also the zel rak l'madlos v'lei chatichon aseh b'shara yisurim. Those who say that sirf only works if we don't say chatichon aseh v'ela. By other yisurim and basel chav. The man's v'lei chatichon aseh v'ela. According to Pino Chol said the piece comes in the v'ela. Lo mani tziruf. Can't join together. Shekvar nas in the v'ela because when he became in the v'ela. That's the Bach. All the Lechem argue. The Kol Shenichlas Kol Safek, anytime everything enters into the Safek, for a Sili Sarif, and eventually it's going to get mixed together. One is a Kiluk Farmur. You see, if it's array mixed together. It's exactly about this, and that's enough to negate the prohibition. Shach, it has to be Chodesh. The low dying Mashkas of Sifus, similarly to like that, it's not like a case of previously. The chaticha naseh when you say chanan lo mani tosefes, you can't add on afkan shana iser even before you became aware of the iser. Dasam no chakach lechanofa, because then we know where it fell. It became b'shas nefila lo nichas chol b'safek. The time it fell, we didn't have a suffix. Shekan lo na the clouds, but they were not where at all. Nichas chol b'safek. Everything is included in the suffix. Kaf hey. We can't call never chutz rabbeinu Ramah. Ma writes, Yesh Machin that feel Adam Echad Shasim Mizar. If one person and you're going to eventually mix together, ain't lakel, should not be lenient. So Achef Simrubi Yesh Lo Baramachad. It's a great loss. You're going to be lenient with one person. You know, they both belong to one person. Ain't Lecho Ela Achad Shir Very Achad. Can't eat it until you mix it together. That's quite about the Issa, because then the Issa is nullified. I don't know. The Issa Gavatal Issa, why is it not like a Gavatal Issa? So Kevin Ikadi and so Klal is that. So it's really, according to strict level law, you don't require this at all. Like the some people argue, there were ties. It's true that it says that the Rashba definitely does not hold this way. And we can't call never specified the Arukh HaShulchan became B'Shem HaGdolim. It's the name of great ones. Nishlo Kibnu L'Dasa Rashba. They're not citing the Rashba. Elheim Shechmiru B'Zeh. Whoever the Ramah is quoting is not like the Rashba. Tamhan really came in the Davish Enosi the Sarv Aim starting the Bittel, which Kasavno. So he says the reason is because something which is not eventually going to get mixed up. We don't join up the bit to your battle. Okay, me mesh the Davish are dark the Sarv. So who says it's every greater Tarobaser? Okay, so we can't eat them until he makes an eruv. Move them place the base. Back says here, Tuas Kushis Tatas, when you whatever the Tuas asked was answered by this. Hadron Loch Hilchos Ta'leves.